Morning, everybody, and welcome to Start Your Day. We are back for your Monday morning dose of uplifting information. And as you will see, I am joined by the lovely Ashley Oliver, as our Chris is poorly. He's having a procedure today, so he's in hospital. So we send him lots of love and best wishes. So if you could share some healing prayers, I'm sure he would appreciate it. But we have got a fabulous show for you this morning. We were talking before we came on because we've had a few techie issues for which we apologise, but Facebook and technology and what have you has been giving us some issues this morning, but we're here now, so I hope you can see us and hear us. We're having the attack of the redheads this morning, aren't we, Oliver? Aren't we, Ashley?
Absolutely. So we hope you've got your coffee locked and loaded, everybody, because we're going to put some redhead, some auburn hair power into your Monday morning. So I hope you know I hope you've got yourself locked and loaded.
Absolutely. And Richard doesn't know what he's let himself in for, bless him, because he's behind the scenes trying to deal with everything, multitask as normal. But maybe it's that power of the redhead that's caused all the techie problems. Who knows? I don't know. But there you go. So, Ashley, what have you been up to this weekend? Anything exciting?
Oh, loads of things. So October's really busy for me with all the festivals and things coming up. So I had Harvest Festival last week. So shout out to anyone from the light who was watching. That was a really lovely Harvest Festival service. Yesterday I was on Mind Body Spirit Fair. Thursday I've got my own show on sptv, and I've got a really special guest coming on
Oh,
Thursday with me.
wow.
Oh, I'm excited. I might tell you about that in a little bit.
Oh, yes.
And then Saturday, I'm in Titchfield down on the Solent direction for doing a talk and another Mind, Body, Spirit. So October, every weekend in October is jam-packed for me. Yeah, so I
Wow.
love it. Yeah,
How
I'm enjoying it.
exciting.
Yes. What are
Well,
you
yeah,
up to, Karen?
well, I had a lovely friend come to visit on Thursday, Friday this week, and that was really nice. Then I did a service on Saturday night on Zoom. Sunday, I just had a bit of a chill out day. We packed the garden up. You know,
Ah,
we put all the covers over the table and chairs, took the swing chair down, sort of put the garden to bed. That's what I did. But this week I've got a busy week coming up as normal, teaching on my classes. And just I think I've got a quieter weekend this weekend, but I'm normally busy throughout the week. So with my classes and services and bits and bobs. And of course all the preparation you have to do behind the scenes, which people don't always see. I'm going to try and find out how to use a whiteboard on Zoom later on, so that should be fun, as
cool.
my techie skills are not the best, but I don't mind having a go. I'll give it my best shot. So I wonder what our lovely SPTV family have been up to this weekend. So we'd love to hear your hellos and let us know if you've had a good weekend, because we're going to be chatting about some bits and pieces. We've got Kate May coming up at around 11:15. We are going to try and do some readings throughout the show as well. So stay tuned, and also please share, because sharing is caring. And the more people that you share to, the more readings we will do. So there you go. Anyway, shall we start some hellos, Ashley?
Yeah, let's go for it. Yeah, lovely. So shall I say hello to Cheryl Connings? Beautiful Cheryl. Good morning on Facebook. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your Monday with us.
Ah, hello, Naomi Brown. Nice to see you this morning from Facebook.
Lovely. We got Kaylee Watt on YouTube. Hello to everyone who's watching on YouTube. Please do come and say hello.
Hello, Nicola. Nice to see you.
And we've got Kelly Rocket. Hi, Kelly. How are you doing? I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking.
Hello, Chrissy Wheatley, one of our lovely regulars. Nice to see you. Yes, it is a bit cold and dreary Monday, but we're going to be touching a little bit on that. So stay tuned, Chrissy.
Hello to Conisha Dyer. Oh, warm hugs. Thank you so much, Conisha. Lovely. Yeah, please make sure you say hello to your friends that are joining as well on Facebook and YouTube.
Absolutely. Margie O'Brien, good evening, good morning. So Margie must be from the other side of the pond, shall we say? So it's lovely to have you with us.
Yeah, and hello to beautiful Patricia. What a stunning profile picture on YouTube. Hello to everyone who's joining us over on YouTube.
Trevor Andrew Morley. Nice to see you, Trevor.
And Nicola, oh, you put a comment on there. We might come back to that comment. We might come back. That's obviously a
Absolutely.
reference to something else, Nicola, but it's lovely to have you with us.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yes. So Nicola visited the grounds where I grew up and
Oh,
showed my kids around where I used to play. Makes me homesick going back. Do you know what, Nicola? That's really nice to share with your kids. And this is where I used to go, and this is what I used to do. I think that's lovely. I think that's
yeah.
absolutely lovely. Really
Yeah, it's really
nice.
important. Roots are really, really
It is.
important. Yeah, thank
Mm.
you. Well, that's a really interesting profile picture. Oh my goodness, I'm loving all of that. The Loud Whisperer. What a great name as well on YouTube. Good morning to
Oh.
you. Ooh.
Judy James Van Thossen, hello to you.
And the lovely Judith Somerville. Hello, Judith. How are you doing from Scotland? Really good to have you with us this morning. Morning, Judith.
Ah, so Chrissy, she took her son to have his hair cut and went to London yesterday to take my sons to a gig in Brixton. Me and my daughter sat in McDonald's for about 3 hours waiting for their gig to finish. Not a nice way to spend a Sunday, but no shops open. Oh, well, I'm sure he appreciated you taking him, Chrissy.
I'm sure he
So,
did.
yeah, absolutely.
That's the duty of parents, isn't it? Standing around on rugby
Oh,
pitches and outside
yeah,
of places.
in
Oh,
the
well done.
cold. Been there,
Oh,
done it.
absolutely, absolutely. It's payback time. And hello to lovely Belinda with a beautiful, beautiful Mother Mary Divine Feminine Rose on
Oh,
Facebook.
it's gorgeous,
Gorgeous.
isn't
That's
it?
beautiful.
Ah, Judy is watching from Australia. Lovely to have you. I love all all the people coming from across the world. I think that's lovely.
It's amazing
Makes
how
us
the technology can reach so far,
absolutely.
far further than working in a church, which is wonderful. And you have that interaction with people who are in your church or your centre or during your
Mm.
demonstration or you're sitting. But actually, there's something about the ability of this to reach the four corners of the earth is just mind blowing. Every time, it just blows my mind.
It does
Blows my
me,
mind.
I have to say. I never thought that I would be sitting on my computer, on my laptop, talking to people from across the other side of the world. It
Yeah,
makes the world a smaller place, but it also makes you realize how far-reaching spiritualism, mediumship, psychic gifts, uh, is, and how many people it's touched
yeah,
over the years. It's quite amazing, really.
yeah.
And especially before we came in here on air, we were having a little bit of a chat about winter.
Mm.
And I mentioned that about hibernating. But what's interesting is Ashley made a wonderful point about a lot of people coming together to share their gifts in circles. So do you want to tell everybody what our chat was about, Ashley?
Yeah, it was really a question that's kind of prompted with the fact that we are increasingly people are interested in getting in touch with nature and the cycles of life and the cycles of the year and even though I think it might, in my opinion, it's in a direct response to the rise of technology and the fact that, Karen, you could be live streaming to people in Australia morning, noon and night and it makes no difference, but in order to
Mm,
be able to achieve that, it's about bringing us back into balance with the cycles of ourself and our body and our energy and the environment and what's going on in the world. And it's really interesting if you go back to read some of the books and the autobiographies of the old mediums, that
mm,
actually this time of the year was the time of the year when it started to get darker and colder and people weren't busy doing things
yeah.
outside, that all of the circles started to start back up again, all the home circles. I've got a
Mm,
lovely book written about Jack Webber, who is an amazing physical medium, physical phenomena medium. And he talks about coming home from work and having a wash and changing his shirt collar and then having his tea and sat down by the fire, and then everyone would come in from along the road to come and sit in circle because it was dark
yeah.
and the fire was on. So
Yeah.
yeah, I wonder whether people are more spiritually inspired and more inclined as we get into the dark side of the year.
Well, we sort of tucker down, don't we? We you know, get our comfy clothes on. We light the fire. I mean, I've got the wood burner downstairs, and I absolutely love snuggling down and putting the fire on, watching a movie. And of course, that's what people used to do, is sort of like come together for those home circles in the with the
Mm.
fire by the fireside, which is wonderful. And of course, all that's where all the physical phenomena used to happen, in the home circle. So it is interesting, isn't it? So so we're going to ask our lovely family out there, do you find that you want to do more spiritual stuff in the winter time? Do you sort of, or do you snuggle down with your duvet or your snuggle blanket? What do you find different about the winter to the other months? Because also we've got Halloween in a couple of weeks, we've got bonfire night, and of course we've got the festive time of Christmas. And that makes people, maybe it makes people more family
Mm.
orientated.
Mm.
It does me. You start thinking about, you know, who you're going to, where you're going to go for Christmas, who you're going to invite for Christmas,
Yeah.
or what you're going to do. So, you know, so what happens with you, Ashley? What do you do in the winter months that's different from the summer?
I love the winter months. And obviously being a redhead, the summer doesn't really do it for me because I tend to spend most
No,
of the time
me.
inside.
Yep,
So you know,
yep,
it's not really a big thing for me. But I think it's really normal. And actually, if you think about our ancestors, actually the winter time would be when all of the work is done, all of the you know, everything's done and everything's kind of collected in. And that's what Harvest
yep,
Festival is about, and harvest time, bringing it
yes,
all in and being thankful. And then it's just about hunkering down and storytelling in a community and being by the fire, because that was how we survived. And it's
yes,
very normal that at that time of the year, you know, if you think about our ancestors, they would have been asking questions of the elders in the village. So, so
mm,
is it always going to be this cold? Is it always going to be this dark? What happens in the winter? Why does the sun go away? Why do crops die? And we start asking questions which are quite inherently spiritual in nature. And yeah, when we get to Christmas, you know, we're thinking of people who aren't with us. We're thinking of our loved ones in the spirit world. Um, and we're instinctively making that heart to heart connection with our loved ones, aren't we? Which
yes,
in turn brings them. I mean, I love um services. I love Remembrance Sunday as a service to do in
yes,
church, because it's a chance we get to talk about our loved ones who have served, people we've lost, and all of the stories that
yeah.
people told us of coming
Mm.
together. We should be doing it all around. Richard, yeah, absolutely should be doing it all year round, but it's something for people who maybe aren't active as spiritualists, who
Yeah.
actually look for these festival points to come together as a
Yes.
community to remember Mother's Day, Father's Day, Remembrance Sunday, Easter, Christmas, Harvest Festival, that kind of thing. Mm.
Well, there is that as well. Richard's just made a valid point there. People sometimes don't want to remember or don't want to celebrate and be with people. I can remember a lady that I used to come and sit in my circle many years ago, and she got up and gave a talk about Christmas time, and about that people used to ask her to come to them
Mm.
for Christmas time, and or to come, and all she wanted to do was just be on her own with her animals, her cats. And that she said, don't people automatically assume that everybody wants to
Mm.
come together. And she said, that's my time for
Mm.
just being me. She used to have quite a pressurized job when she was younger, and she just wanted to be away from people and just have that time to herself.
Mm.
So that's, you know, that's also a valid point.
Mm.
I think people, but I mean, I'm with you. I love to celebrate the festival times. I love to, you know, I love the fireworks. I love Christmas time. But I think it also depends on what you're going through as well in
Mm.
your life. And some people do just want to hibernate. I mean, if you take animals, they get all their store together, don't they? And then they just hibernate for a while and then come back out in the spring. And I'll be honest with you, there's times when I felt like, oh, that wouldn't that be nice? But like you, I'm not a summer person,
Mm.
but I do love the autumn time.
Mm.
The autumn time is one of my favorite times of year because of all the colors, because of all the changes. because of all the, the beauty. I mean, I don't know if any of, I mean, I didn't see it this weekend, but we had the beautiful aurora
Oh, I
borealis
missed it.
around the whole of the UK, and I missed it again, unfortunately. Oh wow, Kim is from the Philippines. Nice to
Hello,
have you
Kim.
with us, Kim. Yes, so all these, but we never used to get that before, did we? So there's lots of things happening around the world, and oh, it's her birthday. Well, happy birthday, Kim.
Happy birthday,
Hope you enjoy your
Kim.
day. But lots of people. Oh, all right. Okay. Happy birthday, Kim. Nice. I hope you enjoy your day. But we do like to sort of like tuck her down, and there's lots of things happening. So Nicola's just said she's ready to hibernate. But do you find our bodies change in the winter? Do you find we slow down more? Do you think?
Yeah, I do. I don't know about anyone else, and feel free to drop it into the chat. But I'm already ready for the blanket and a Harry Potter box set. I'm already there and ready for it. And it's very natural and it's very normal for us to do that. It's we were never designed to be 24/7, 365, go, 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 go.
No,
It's only,
no.
it's only since the Industrial Revolution really that has been hardwired into us. We were never designed to do that. We've got to have rest and
Mm,
recuperation, physically, in our body and in our normal energy, and also spiritually as well. There needs to be those cycles of the mystics and the in many different spiritual traditions. There's those periods of peak and flow, and that's how it
yes.
goes, and that is very normal in your spiritual practice and in your spirituality. You have those times when you're infused by the power of the divine and you're on it, and the spirit are talking to you, and meditation's easy and seamless and your messages are working well. And then you have those times when it's hard work and you're going through stuff, and you've got to really contemplate and think, and that's again very natural and normal
Mm, mm.
because you're not a
Do you
machine.
know, exactly. Do you know what? It's interesting that you say that, because I've been listening to um my metabolic rate, if you like, my body, my ebb and flow. And I find that I can go and it's also could be due to an age cycle as well. But I find that there's times when I'm like go, 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 but there's also times when I want to slow down. And I have to say, I don't go against it now, whereas I used to when I was a lot younger and when I was in the corporate world, you're sort of like forced to keep going on this wheel. But now I don't. I actually listen to when I want to rest. So on Saturday, I felt rather tired. So I thought, right, I just want to sit and watch some TV and just chill out, give my body a rest to give my brain a rest. And that's what I did.
Yeah,
And I felt energized because of it, having that rest.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
let's find out,
Mm.
um, do you rest and recuperate, SPTV family? Do you listen to your body? Do you go with it, or do you fight it? Do you just say, no, 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 I've sort of got to keep going? And Kim's just said in the Philippines, we never have winter, only temperatures going down to 24 degrees, which of course is like our summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do know, I do know that because I used to go out to Dubai when my friend lived there at Christmas time, and it was like a summer's day every day out there, you know. So that's interesting. And Jenny says sludgy times right now for me. Find this in autumn. I pick up speed in late Feb.
And that's really interesting, Jenny, that you talk about late February, because again, that is completely normal. So all of this, when the calendars all got kind of regulated, and we decided that January the 1st was going to be the start of the new year, and everyone's rushing to make New Year's resolutions and buy new diaries and plan a massive 12-month strategy for the year, at exactly the energetic wrong time to be doing that work, because
Mm,
we're not ready. We're not at that point in our energy cycle. We're not at that point in our natural nature cycle yet. January's still quite bleak, but late February is, when
yes.
we look at in bulk and we're getting into that, that's the perfect time to do it. So you're doing it. You're listening to your own body and your own energy.
Well, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. So are there natural cycles in the year? And we've fought against it as sort of like, human beings. We've created these months and these times. So it's like our body's fighting against the natural ebb and flow of life, then, in a way.
Yeah,
Do you think?
if you look at sleep cycles, case in point, isn't it? Our sleep cycle, we've absolutely decimated our sleep cycle
Yeah.
as a human race, because we've got electric lights and TVs and internet and phones in our pocket, and we're doing all of the things. Yeah, it's really interesting, and I think it's very much the same in our spiritual awareness or
Mm.
spiritual development. I think as well, you know, there's a bit of a something I'm very conscious of, recognizing when there is rest. You know, you can't be go go go. So for example, until
No.
you messaged me, obviously, because I was working yesterday and it was a fair environment in a really busy room with lots of noise and lots of
Yes.
people and people walking through the door. Actually, I'm a lot wiser now, designating the day after that to not do very much, to not be available, to actually go into a quiet tick over mode, because it takes a lot of energy out of me, and my sensitivity. So it's
Yeah.
working with that a little bit more.
Yeah, do you know what? That's interesting because, you know, I've always sort of like tried to beat the clock. I've always been that sort of person.
You're
And I
very type A,
think,
Karen. I love it.
and I think I'm trying not to be, but it's really hard because my body's telling me to sort of slow.
Mm,
And my head's going, yeah, but I've got to do this, I've got to do that, and you've got to be there, and you've got to do this. And I think that stems down from watching my mum, because my
oh,
mum
interesting.
was exactly the same. And
Mm,
and you, as a child, you watch this woman
mm,
create herself to be Superwoman, which she was. I
mm,
mean, I've never seen anybody work so hard like my mother. She was just, she was sort of, like supercharged. She never stopped.
mm.
And I think you try to imitate because that's all you know. So
Absolutely.
when I rest, there's part of me that feels completely guilty in a funny sort of way.
Mm. I
So it's
completely understand.
interesting.
I hear that. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. And do you think it's the same as a healer as well with your, and I find it really, again, fascinating that there are so many healers that are so depleted right now, which
Mm,
flies in the face of, you know, the fact that healing, moving through you, and the residual energy of healing. I
mm.
find that really fascinating as well, that healers have been working so hard for the last couple of years. And
Yes.
actually it's about going, I feel like I want to go around and say to each of them, you've got permission to stop, you've got permission to stop, you've got permission to stop, have a rest.
Mm. Yeah, I do understand where you're coming from because and also during the lockdown period,
Yeah.
healers were very busy.
Yes.
Zoom sort of came into being and everybody's online. And I do try to have it because I work online a lot now, far more than I ever thought I would. I do try to step back and just have some time
Mm,
to myself.
mm,
Um, a friend of mine, bless her, she bought me over a box of sort of like books, but not spiritual books, just book, novels, just easy reading
mhm,
novels, to get back into that. And I think I'm going to try and take some time out
mm,
so that I can replenish those batteries.
mhm.
I think it's important. So,
Absolutely.
I think it's very important to sort of do that. Kaylee's just saying, I'm exactly the same. As soon as I rest, I feel guilty and I need to get up and get things done, even though I know I need to rest. Yeah, it's true. It's just, I sit there and it's like, so I was having a rest yesterday and then I decided I could see dust and cobwebs. So, because
Karen.
we have loads of spiders in this old house I'm in. So I decided I was going around with me cobweb thing because I saw dust and cobwebs. But I think, but I am learning to try to learn to relax and
Mm,
take time.
mm.
So it's interesting. It is
Yeah,
interesting.
it is fascinating. Yeah, it's fascinating. I feel like we need to have a coffee and a little session, Karen, actually. It would be really nice. It's
Well, do you know
interesting
what?
that,
That's how I relax.
mm,
I love getting together with friends,
mm,
having a chat over a cup of tea, going out and seeing people. That's my relaxation. I love chatting. I love discussing, but
mm,
that calms me down,
yeah.
you know.
Absolutely. And it's that introvert extrovert thing, isn't it? Some people recharge by being with people, and some people just want to be inside, don't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah. Oh, I do. Yeah, I do that
yeah,
as well.
yeah,
I do that as
yeah.
well. So how do you relax, Ashley? What do you do?
Oh, so I'm a bit of a nightmare because I don't really read novels, and I probably should. All I want, if I've got some capacity, then I'm reading spiritual books. But then that's just my that's because I'm obsessed with it. But I tend to listen to a lot of podcasts, and I listen to a lot of
Mm-hmm.
YouTube videos, but as an audio. So I just put my headphones in, and go for a wander around the village. I used to do a lot of artwork, and I've stopped doing it, but I've been very inspired and impressed by spirit to get back into
Oh.
it. Um,
Mm.
During lockdown, I was doing loads and loads and loads of artwork. So yeah, that's something I relax with.
Mm.
Yeah, I like creating things. I like creating things, even if it's just creating a graphic and a picture and editing it and putting it on Instagram. I find that releases
Yeah.
that creativity.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. And my son actually, he goes for a walk with his earphones in and listens to podcasts. So yeah, he does that as well.
Yeah.
So we're just going to take a little break because I know that you are all waiting for the wonderful Kate May with her tarot scope for the week. So she's going to let you know what your week brings with her insight and her wonderful knowledge. So for the first time today, we are going to say it's 11:09. So Roland Richard.
Good morning, everybody. My name's Kate May, Modern Day Mystic. Welcome to your week ahead tarot readings for each zodiac sign. We are, what date is it? I don't even know. Again, 15th, 14th of October, 15th of October. Wow, it's going so quick. Okay, we're going to look at, Aries. Your one jumped out, Aries. This week, your energy is fast-paced action. We're taking chances now. We're moving things forward. It's a great week if you've been procrastinating or if you've been trying to get things off the ground. Aries, this is like, go for it now. Take action. You're going to move from one stage to another. Things are happening. It's called off to the races, that card. So things are taking off for you. Taurus, your week ahead, new ideas, breakthroughs. I've literally had a breakthrough this week. I've been trying to learn feng shui and it's so difficult, the mapping, and I've finally done it. So breakthroughs, Taurus. We have a new way of thinking, perhaps new contracts coming up, new visions, and you might start off the week feeling a bit blocked, feeling a bit unclear, and then all of a sudden you have that, I get it, that clarity, a breakthrough is coming, and perhaps new ways of thinking as well. Gemini, you're coming through the worst, Gemini. You're coming through a difficult time. Just keep on going. You may feel like exhausted. You might feel like giving up, but please don't give up. There is light at the end of the tunnel. Cancer, things are moving for you. Change is in the air. Take some chances, make some changes. Luck is in the air for you, Cancer, this week. Knowledge expanding, growth around you. Again, moving from one stage to another, but with chances. So this is like, take opportunities or make things happen. Luck is on your side this week, Cancers, to get things moving. Leo, your own card. You're going to feel empowered this week, Leo. You're going to feel strong, like you're leading the way. You've overcome challenges. You're very independent. Trust your intuition this week. You've been there, done it, got the t-shirt, Leo, and you're now in a strong position to lead, to take charge, and to have that respect that you really deserve. Leo, this should be an excellent week where you really shine in your power and glory. Virgo, going to need the strength this week, Virgo. You might have to bite your tongue or be careful what you say or how you say things. Be gentle, be kind, not with yourself, or not just with yourself, but with others as well. Tact is really needed. You might have some sensitive situations where usually Virgos, you can be quite blunt, but you might have to just be kind of tiptoeing with your tongue for this week. You've got the strength to get through anything difficult. Love wins over hate. So we want gentle energy, not forced aggressive energy. Libra, it's a contemplation week. It's a week to go within, to meditate, to take some time. Maybe you need to take yourself out of situations and just be on your own and reflect and think deep within what it is that you want to do. What do you want to do? You're being shined. You're being shown the light. The light is shining on you, Libra. So this is about going within and following that light, not necessarily listening to what everybody else is, but your own inner light, which you'll get from meditation and connecting to your power there. So a week of, I feel, Libra, of just taking yourself out of other people's stresses and situations and find your own way. Sagittarius, Scorpio, you're moving into calmer waters. You're leaving things behind that no longer serve you. You may not know quite where you're heading, but you trust the process. A transition is in place for you this week where you go from one stage to another. There seems to be a theme going on with a lot of signs this week. Moving into calmer waters, though, better days are ahead of you. And I just want to say, Scorpio, trust the process, okay? Even if you don't quite know what's going on and you feel a bit like discombobulated, that word, just trust the process, that something is shifting, something better is coming for you. Sagittarius, communication is going to be really important for you. Connect to others. If you're single, you might find that you meet the one. If you're in a partnership, then it's all about being open and honest and vulnerable, communicating and maybe taking things to the next level in whichever way they will go with that. Choices and decisions will be important within partnerships this week, Sagittarius. Capricorn, we've got two people coming together, a union. Now this is great. It could be you're going to meet somebody in a romantic sense or in a business sense. Partnerships are going to be really important this week, Capricorn. Something new starts in an exciting way, bringing you and somebody else together as a union on the same page, in harmony. Negotiations go well. Aquarius, happy days, Aquarius. You're feeling love, you're feeling happy, success is all around you, the sun is shining. This is a yes card, new opportunities. You're in for a successful, happy week, Aquarians. Let your hair down, enjoy it, be playful, connect to that inner child, get that creative energy going, and say yes to everything. And Pisces, you're walking away from what no longer serves you. You're realizing what works, what doesn't work. Tasks of the chores are going to be left behind, and energy where it's just outdated. You're done with that now, Pisces. You could be spiritually moving into a new veil, into a new way of thinking as well here. Relationship wise, Pisces, this is like we're looking at how you are, as in like you're finding yourself, or what fits for you, what's almost like you're searching for your soul there. You might want somebody, but are you the best version of you? That's what it's saying. So we need to go and search for the best version of you there. If you're doing any jobs or anything that just don't float your boat, Pisces, this could be the week that you finally encourage yourself to find out what it is you do want. You've got control over your life. What do you want to do? Go in search of past is new this week, Pisces.
Oh, amazing.
We're back. Thank you, Kate. That was fabulous. It's lovely. Ashley and I were just saying it's lovely to watch her, you know, with her wonderful animation and all the wonderful things that she says. So I hope, and well, I know that you've all enjoyed that wonderful Taroscope for the week. And on the subject of what's happening this week, tonight we have the wonderful Claire Pasterfield at 7 o'clock. And on Tuesday, it is the very spiritual Ashley Robinson at 7. Wednesday, we have the amazing Jordan Richards at 7 o'clock. And the absolutely incredible Ashley Oliver on Thursday at 7. So, Ashley, as you're here, do you want to tell us a little bit about your show and what you've got planned for everybody?
Wow, I get a live intro. This is really cool.
Yes.
So Thursday, I'm really, really excited to introduce a fantastic lady who is local to me in my area, but I think you're going to absolutely love her because she's infectious. She's a lady called Lisa, and she's a happiness consultant. Now, that is intriguing enough. She's got an amazing story of overcoming her own challenges, and she's got some really interesting techniques and different ways of working to bring happiness into your life. So yeah, I think it's going to be a really, really fun evening at 7 o'clock on Thursday.
Wow, that sounds really exciting, because we all need a little bit of happiness in our lives. But it's interesting what, you know, I'm always fascinated about what we find to make ourselves happy. and what makes us happy. And everybody's different, and everybody has different ways of channeling those happy vibes. So that sounds really interesting. So everybody,
Yeah. So if you were
7 o'clock
7 o'clock on Thursday. So if
Thursday.
you were interested in some of the things that we're talking about this evening, about noticing that you're slightly out of sync and you're going into that quiet time of the year, and people who struggle with this time of the year, if you have seasonal affective disorder or you just find the winter difficult, tune in on Thursday, because she's going to give some really tangible tips for us,
Yeah,
alongside
because
some readings.
lots of people also, Kaylee's just says, I need her.
Come on Thursday, Kaylee.
Come on Thursday. Lots of people, of course, suffer with the SAD syndrome, don't they? Where they're the lack of light. And also Margie O'Brien was just saying about suffering with grief as well. So come on, everybody. Good morning, Sam B. Nice to have you with us. That would be really interesting. I work on a Thursday evening, so I will watch that on catch up because it sounds really interesting. You could always learn some fabulous tips from listening to what other people have gone through and listening to things that have helped them. And it's about sharing the knowledge, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Passing it forward. It really is. Oh, it sounds all exciting, I have to say. I love it. I love it. Now we're going to go into some readings, and we're going to have a little bit of a blending today, because Ashley's going to do her card readings and I'm going to do my mediumship readings, because we are finishing slightly earlier today. We're going to finish at 12, everybody. So we're going to go into our readings now. So Ashley, have you got your cards ready, steady to go?
They're warmed up, ready to go, folks.
Brilliant,
Ready
brilliant.
to go. So if anyone hasn't seen me on here before, because I appreciate that you normally have the wonderful Chris and Karen doing their spectacular mediumship and clairvoyance, the kind of readings are called soul guidance readings. So habitually on SPTV, I don't normally offer mediumship. I normally keep that for one-to-ones. But if you've got kind of questions or thoughts, or just like me to pull a card, then I can do that for you.
Sounds exciting. Oh, Kaylee's just saying she's going to be there.
We'll save you a seat, Kaylee.
Oh, mark it on your calendar for Thursday, and all the other shows as well, because all the other shows are absolutely fantastic too. So there you go. Okay. So I'm do you want me to go? Shall I go first, or do you want to go first?
Yes, if you've got somebody, yeah.
I'm aware of a lady here. And it's been interesting because I've been talking about my mum today, and I just know that this lady is a mum. And I don't feel here that she's been over in the spirit world very long. I want to say 2 or 3 years maximum that she's been in the spirit world. But I just feel here that she was so excitable for this time of year. I feel that she loved this season of winter, and I feel that she would have liked to have got dressed up for Halloween and lots of festive fun at Christmas. So I just know here that I have a mum, and I know that she loved this time of year, and she would have been starting to get things ready for the festive time. And there would have been a cupboard in her house where there was all the bits and pieces, all the party stuff, all the festive fare would be in this cupboard. So would anybody sort of, if you can understand what I'm saying, yes, you're all going to get your readings, don't worry with the cards, but at the moment I'm just linking with this lovely mum who wants to talk to her loved ones. Pardon? Sorry. Okay. Oh, right. Okay. So I'll rephrase that. Not everybody will get a reading today, because we can't do that. We haven't got time, but some of you will. Okay. So just be steady there. But can anybody understand this lovely lady? She's a mum, and I know that she would get really, really excited. I just feel here she's giving me a memory link of Halloween outfits, or dressing up for a party, where I feel that she would have also Right, Kat can understand that, but mum been longer than 2 to 3 years. Okay, Kat, stay with me just a minute. Would you understand then when your mum was quite creative? Because I do feel that she would sew, because I feel she made a costume for a party, and I feel that she would have sewed and made a costume for a party. And she sort of would get really, really excited. Okay. So, Kat, if I am with you, can you understand then, regarding to 2 or 3 years, can you understand that right, lovely, okay, 2 or 3 years I feel have been a bit tough, something about 2 to 3 years where things have been a little bit of a struggle, because she was mentioning about 2 to 3 years. So if you can understand that, that would be absolutely fantastic. I also feel here that she's just putting into my mind chocolate. So I know this lady would have loved chocolate. And also, this is one of Richard's favourite tipples, a cup of hot chocolate. So I just feel she's talking about making hot chocolate, um, and eating chocolate. And also, I just feel that there is so much in, right, I'm with you, Kat. I'm going to stay with you, because I just feel here that she's just coming to say that she is around and she wants to give you that love and support. And I feel she wants you to take you back, to make you think of the fun and the frolics that you used to have. Because I've got this cupboard where she opened the door and there was so much in it, some of it fell out. And I don't know if it fell on top of your head, Kat, but I just feel there was so much stuff in this cupboard, you could just about close the door to keep it, to sort of keep it all going. And she's just such a lovely lady, and she would open her heart and her home to everybody. And I do feel she's the more the merrier, the more the merrier. She's also shown me a huge bowl. Oh, right, you've been eating the chocolate. Okay, that's fab. She's giving me a memory here of some sort of punch in one of those punch bowls with the ladle. So I just feel, oh, our birthday's in 2 days. Okay, okay. So she's just giving me this memory of this punch that she would have made in a punch bowl. So I do feel that lots of it was a bit alcoholic, with sort of lemons and oranges all on the top, and I do feel it was one of her sort of speciality. And she's just saying she wants you to. I don't know if you've been thinking or talking about a party like Mum used to have, but she's saying go for it, invite people round, and sort of, bring the festiveness back into your life, and to enjoy some times with the people that you're close to. She's also making me aware that she knew lots of people, but she was sort of, Pims, one of my favorites, Kat, one of my favorites. So she's making me aware that she knew lots of people, but she was quite a wise lady where people were concerned. And I do feel that she would sort of like, she had acquaintances, but sort of like an inner circle of close friends. And she's saying that you have that as well. And I just feel that she was a fantastic listener to people. And I feel that she would always know when things were not quite right with people, especially you. And that's why she's come today, because I do feel that you've been thinking of her, and she just wants to draw close to you. And she's saying, I'm still around, but she wants you to sort of think about celebrating, and also get the tree out this year. Get that tree up this year, because I feel that you've put few bits and pieces out, but I do feel the Christmas tree was a very, very focal point in the home. And she just wants you to get, to enjoy the festive time, to bring people together for a bit of a party. And I feel it's needed at the moment within the family and your friendship group. So she's saying it is needed. You still have quite a lot of her. You still have quite a lot of her stuff around, I feel. There's ornaments, there's things that, there's still a few things in that cupboard. There's still a few things in that cupboard. And you do, you know, you do look at things, and there's some brilliant photos of these get-togethers of all the groups laughing and everybody sort of like sitting around the table. And even though it's sad that she's not there anymore, she doesn't want you to be sad. She wants you to enjoy those memories. um Enjoy those memories, and she's sending you so much love and support. So thank you for working with me, Kat, and just know your mum is still around and she still loves you.
What a lovely message. Oh, Kat, that was a lovely message, Karen.
Pleasure.
That's beautiful. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Oh, that made me feel very peaceful, and we can all relate to the Christmas cupboard. So that was a lovely memory link for all of us and all of the lovely people in our lives that had made Christmas so magical for us. It's gorgeous. I love how mediumship works like that. That even though the message isn't for you, actually, you get those
Yeah, you
little
take something from it.
resonances, don't you? It's beautiful. Thank you. Interesting question from Judith here. Do you feel that your soul path is a destiny event, or can we renegotiate as we move along? Oh, this is an interesting question. This is that whole, do we have free will, or is it all predetermined? It's a really interesting question, Judith. I'll be interested in other people's thoughts on this and whether you've encountered anything which feels like it's a destiny event. Do you know what? And I can only speak for myself, and I won't know until I go over back to the spirit world and I get to learn all about it. And I say you were very naive. I'd like to think that there's a general, in my mind, I've got a general direction of travel. The general direction of travel of the things that I've kind of agreed to do or would like to experience. But it's down to me which of those items I kind of choose to pursue or not. And if I'm straying too far away from kind of what I've agreed to do, then there are events that kind of bring me back. That's my take on it. That's a bit loosey-goosey maybe, but I think there's a general destination. What's your kind of thoughts, Karen?
It's an interesting. I love questions like this, Judith. Thank you very much for putting it out there. I think partly. I think we all have, like you said. I think there's something that we need to experience, but I think we experience it in our own way. I think we have the free will, the freedom to try different pathways, to do different things. Someone sort of, I think. I had this conversation with an ex-boss of mine, actually, because he was going through some things where it was sort of all about paternal stuff, all about family, all about the paternal connection in life. And I said to him, I said, if you look at your life, I said, everything is connected, everything you've done has been on that vibe. And I said, you've chosen to do these things, but maybe there's an internal guidance within us that takes us down the path that we are meant to experience. So it's interesting, but then we can, and maybe when we go back to the spirit world, we can sort of download, unravel, and see where that path has taken us for that soul journey to evolve.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. It's very interesting.
It is interesting. And I like the way that Trevor's put it here. Destiny's your destination, fate's how you get there.
I
Really
like
lovely. And it's really interesting, actually, when I do readings for people, I ask them information about them so I can do a chart for them. And actually part of that is around, your archetypal journey for the period of time that you're in and this phase of your life. And, we have different phases of our lives and different things that we need to achieve, whether that is, youth and exploration, or whether that's the middle age and the nurturing part, or whether that's later middle age, which is the wisdom keeper part, and then, older age, which is the, I don't like the word crone stage, whatever you want to call it, but those real deep wisdom where you contemplate and you sit and you reflect and actually, did I achieve everything that I wanted to do, and would I do it again, and would I do it differently? But there's something there about themes of life and patterns that keep coming up, and once you get to a certain point in your life, there's a great comfort in being able to reflect back on maybe how some of those patterns have played out in your life, and also, as exactly as you spoke about, Karen, how that is playing out in your ancestral line, in your family tree as well. We can sign up to these group things.
I love that, because I'm interested in the archetypes. I did a few years ago, I did a bit of a course, or well, not a course, but it evolved into that, because the teacher is very interested in that. and he took us down just a little bit of that pathway. So it's always been very interesting for me. And also I'm interested in patterns of life, and this is where I'm at the moment. I'm thinking a lot about this. Yeah, we'll have to have a get
We
together.
do. We need to have a coffee, Karen. Talk about this. I spent all day yesterday talking about this with people as well. It's interesting.
No, I love all this. I do. It really fascinates me. Yeah, it's interesting. It's very interesting how everything has an impact on what we do and how we move forward. And yeah, I love it. It's really mind-blowing in a lot of ways. See, so
thank you. Thank you for that lovely question. Beautiful. Right, before we get massively distracted and we just start having our own private therapy session, Karen, live on SBTV, I'm going to pull some cards out for some people, and these are going to be quick fire cards. So let's see who I'm drawn to and which deck I'm going to choose. I'm going to choose a lovely John Holland deck. I am drawn to... Yeah, sure. Kim, I'll go for Kim Day. Kim. Oh, Kim, we've had a really interesting card, Kim, come up for you. This is the Soul Solitude card. Exactly what we were talking about. The Soul Solitude card is that inner knowing that it's time for you to have your Four of Swords moment. It's to put the sword down, put the ideas down, put the projects down, put everything down, which is distracting you from that quietness. And it's the quietness of the solitude. I'm not saying loneliness. It's not loneliness. It's not removing yourself. It's not being aloof. This is recognizing that there's a voice, and the only way that sometimes you can actually hear it is to be very quiet and very still. I'm also aware of the chaoticness of the environment around you at the moment. Not chaos of your making, but there's some chaoticness, lots of high tension, high emotion, lots of draws on your energy, and that is just exacerbating, because it's very easy to put out fires, isn't it? It's very easy to leap in and put out the fires of the stuff that needs to be sorted out. It's just a form of procrastination, taking us away from what it is that we need to do. We can always find 1,000 things to keep us busy. Gosh, this feels like the conversation we were having earlier, Karen, about finding the spiders in the house.
Yes.
But this is about that soul quietude. If you're not already doing it, this is time for you to take some real peace. I'm also aware of searching for the deeper meanings of things. And when we talk about patterns, that's something that I'm aware of, that there's an interest in going back to go forward is the only thing that I'm being made aware of. Going back to go forward. So this is a bit of a, not a life review, but it's kind of looking at some of the things that have happened in the last few years and trying to unpick the root causes of how that all happened. Again, it feels like it's in this chaotic, a bit of an audit of the situation and how did it actually get here, and then just taking stock, saying I'm not going to involve myself in this anymore. I'm just going to move out of the way and just recenter myself, regroup myself, replenish myself. And then you've got a choice whether you go back into it or not, or you can take the advantage to say, let's just see how we got here. Let's just see all of the factors leading up to it, and then I can choose whether I go back into that or not. Because I hope that makes sense for you, but that's the energy that I'm being picked up. I'm also being made very aware of you starting to see spirit more clearly, the clear visions, but more so than getting fragments and wisps and images and symbols. I'm starting to see it unfolding as true clairvoyance. The way that the pictures actually unfold like a movie screen or a photograph that's slightly animated, and spirit showing themselves very, very clearly to you, whether that's something you're developing or not, or whether that's something that comes in flashes as a little indicator for you on your spiritual path. That's quite exciting. And I think that's down to the way that you, just the way that you work with your energy. That's really lovely. Thank you so much, Kim. Hopefully that all made sense to you. If you give me a little bit of feedback in the comments, that would be amazing. Thank you, Kim.
Oh, that was wonderful. They're quite amazing cards, aren't they? Oh, he says, ha ha, yes.
Well done, Kim. Well done, Kim. Keep going. Spirit won't let you go once they've got your attention. They won't let you go. Yeah, these are beautiful John Holland cards. John Holland is a fantastic medium. over in America, and he does just the best. I think they're the best decks for that beautiful philosophical launch pad to just send you off into a lovely card reading.
Oh, I like a little bit of a philosophical launch pad. That sounds right up my street.
Thought you'd like those.
Lovely, lovely. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, SPTV have their own cards as well. So if you, and I do believe that we've still got some for sale as well. So have a look on the app, have a look on the Facebook page, because they are there. And they are also a beautiful deck to use. So don't forget that. Oh, so that was lovely for you, Kim. So that's fabulous. Now, as I'm just sitting here, I was just aware of a gentleman that draws close to me from the world of spirit, and I know that he passed with a cancer condition. I feel that there was more than one cancer, because I feel here that he had issues with his bones and in his legs in particular. So I feel this cancer spread quite quickly, and he, he was sort of, I feel, struggling towards the end of his life with his mobility. This is what he's making me aware of. Now, before he was poorly, he's making me aware that he was a very hard-working gentleman, and he had a lot of love to give. And I feel that he was a deeply understanding man. And also, I feel here that he was quite an emotional man as well. I feel that he wants to sort of reach out to say thank you to somebody, because this person sort of helped him when he needed it the most. I feel that sometimes he didn't always, he didn't like sort of talking about things to do with his illness. I feel that his illness he struggled with, and he's making me aware that he is father. So I know that he's a father, and I feel that he wants to reach out to somebody here, because he just wants to say thank you. He's also making me aware here that he's saying, he's saying I didn't deserve, the love and the support that I received. And he's a little bit overwhelmed with that love and with that support that he received from the people around him. I made my mistakes. I made mistakes in my life, but I tried to make up for those mistakes. So I don't know if this makes sense to anybody here at the moment, but I just feel here that he just wants to step forward to connect with somebody. I feel that his early life was, shall we say, a little bit racy. I feel that he was a very busy person, and he worked very hard, and I feel that sometimes he was a little bit, so we say, tunnel visioned, and it's like I've got sort of two different personalities here. The younger person, the driven person, but then when he was poorly, I feel, as going to what we were talking about, quite reflective and realizing what is important in life. So I don't know if this makes sense to anybody at the moment. If it does, please put your comments up, or even if you can take part of it, then I can work with the information to see where I need to look at it to see what else he wants to say. I'm also being made aware of the name of Doug, Doug. I feel that name is also connected. Also the name of Brian as well. So I feel, and I want to go to February for an anniversary around the end of February. So I know that February is important too. Um, he's just coming through because I just feel he wants to reach out to somebody, and to sort of like say that, it's the thank you. It's the thank you. So good morning, Susan. So if you could, right, Kim says it could be his dad. Okay, Kim. Now, I know you've just received your lovely card from Ashley, so it's interesting that your dad has just stepped forward as well, as quite often happens. So I just feel here that he just wants to say, and Nicola can also possibly take this. Okay. Would you understand okay, so Nicola and Kim, would you understand where there was a time when there was a little bit of a separation between your dad and yourself? I feel that there was a little bit of a separation, because he's talking about the separation and coming back together. So if either of you can take that, that's who I'm with. And I also, dad's middle name Douglas, son's middle name too. Okay. Let's just, but can you talk about the separation? And you can take February. Wonderful. Okay. Because he's talking about the separation, because I feel that he wasn't around all of the time. And I feel that this could be to do with work, that where he was very driven. So I do feel drawn to Nicola. So I'm going to work with Nicola. So Nicola, if you can just listen to me. And this is what he's making me aware of, because I just feel here that he just wants to say thank you to you, for being there for him. And I just feel that sometimes he feels that he didn't deserve that. And he just wants to give you a lot of support and to say thank you for being the wonderful person that you are. Right. Okay, that's it. That's what it is. It's the separation. So, and he's sorry for that. And he's just so pleased that you got back together. He said, it meant the world to me. And I didn't say it enough. I really was so pleased and proud to have you back in my life. And he said, you know, it was just an absolutely wonderful day when we got together. And the emotion that's coming out of him that I feel now, Nicola, I just cannot explain. I can't put it into words. But if you were sitting in front of me, I'd have to give you a physical hug, because that's what he wants to do. You meant the world to him. And he was just sorry for those times. He says, we don't realize that time is short, that life is short. And he says, I thank God every day that we got back together. And he just wants to be there for you now, like you were there for him. So take his love. Oh, oh, it's emotional one, that one. But I hope that you can just, I hope I got across the love that he was sharing with you. Oh, okay. That's lovely. That's lovely.
Beautiful message.
Oh dear. I
Do you
don't
know
know.
what?
It's lovely.
This is the healing that comes from this work. It's beautiful.
Absolutely. And that's why we do it. You know,
Oh,
it's
you're
one of
getting
the
a lot of
reasons why
love
we do
in the
it.
comments, Karen. A lot of love. That was one that we all kind of felt that one. That was lovely. Thank you. Oh, and what I love is that even though you guys don't get the message, we're all sat listening to it, and we're
I
all
know.
giving feedback to say like, oh, that was really nice, amazing. Oh, Nicola.
Oh, I've got all goosebumps. Well, we're sending you lots of healing, Nicola, and we will be thinking of you tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nicola. Yeah. Goodness. Do you know what?
Ooh.
And this is the bit of mediumship. Whenever you're working with people who are developing mediumship, and then you say, what is the message? You know, you've got all of the evidence, you make your connection, you make your link, you know who you're with, you know who you've got, and you start stacking evidence, and it's great. And then the teacher who's running the circle of development group goes, and what has spirit come to say? And then the person who's doing it just goes blank, and they say, oh, they're just sending you love, which is great. It's great. But do you know what? Sometimes you think that vast intelligence of spirit knows what we need. They know when they need to come and be with us, and what they need to say just at that perfect moment. And by hook or by crook, they will get through the message that needs to be gotten through.
Quite often, it comes within the evidence. If you listen to the evidence, sometimes the message is there.
Wow,
So,
Nicola. Oh, Nicola, big day.
Oh,
big day.
Yeah. Well, I'm so pleased, Nicola, that I could bring him through for you today.
Oh, makes my day. Makes my day. I love this. I love this. And this is where they say, what do you do to relax? What is it? And it's like, this is it. This is the whole purpose of it. This is the purpose of life. This is what you live for. You live for this spiritual stuff, this spiritual connection.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Oh, amazing. Amazing. Crikey. Okay. I'm going to pick somebody for a card reading. We want to go and have a cup of tea. It's been very emotional. Very emotional. It was worth it. It was worth the wait, Nicola.
Oh, bless you.
Okay. So I am going to pull from a different deck, drop the John Holland, and go for the Sacred Rebels deck, because this one is a lovely little going into autumn little witchy deck. So if anyone would like a spiritual guidance reading, then let's see who. Oh, thank you. Morning, Kaylee. Morning to everyone who's jamming. If you're just joining, don't worry, because you'll be able to watch us on replay.
Yeah.
But can I go back to Soul Whisperer, please? Because I'm just so drawn to your profile picture. The fact it's kind of the Leo and all of that stuff going on, I'm finding that really, the Loud Whisperer, that's it. I'm very drawn to that profile picture and the kind of lovely metaphysical energy that's coming off of that. Okay. It is. It's a very, very beautiful card. Okay. So if you're happy for me to read for you, and if you'd like a reading, The Loud Whisperer on YouTube, then just drop a message in the comments just so I know. It's very difficult when you just get hearts and symbols, whether that means you're agreeing with something that someone has just said or whether that means that you'd like to be drawn for a reading. Okay. Gorgeous. Okay. If you are happy for me to proceed with you, I haven't heard anything back, so I'm just going to proceed. Yeah, okay. So the two cards, you had two cards that pulled out for you. So spirit are around you, desperate to be heard, desperate to be listened to. And the energy is very active and very busy around you. So if you are in a period of frantic activity, because I can feel my hands are getting very cold, I can feel spirit kind of rushing around. So I feel like there's a real urgency. It feels like there's an urgency to get cracking, to get started with something. The two cards that have come out for you are absolutely stunning. One of them is the word wants to be written. If you're not already pursuing developing, the word wants to be written talks to this deep soul wisdom that needs to be expelled. Energy needs to work. It needs to move. If it stays stagnant within you, which is the biggest frustration when people are developing their inspiration, their trance writing, their trance speaking, is they sit quietly and they kind of sit and then they wait for it to be a fully formed sentence before they open their mouth to allow the spirit to speak, when actually the reality is you just need to start and then spirit will start coasting in on the energy. So if you haven't already started, find a way to start, because there's a lot of wisdom that needs to come out. This could be channeled writing, inspired writing, spiritual poetry. It could be artwork. It could be a blog post. Whatever it is that moves you, there's something that needs to kind of come out from you. This can also be for people who are processing a lot of things going on in their life in terms of spiritual journaling. I'm a massive fan of morning pages. If that's something that you're interested in, go and Google that. And morning pages is, the premise is as soon as you wake up, before you've even had a cup of tea, is you get your notebook out and you write what it is, the energy that you wake up with. You write the energy you wake up with. So that's on there for you. And the other card you had was Pandora's Gift, which again is an awakening card, is you're opening to your spiritual gifts. So I hope that makes sense for you. Time for you to get cracking. Andrew Morley, this is an amazing deck. It's the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck. This one is one of my ride or die decks. This one stays in my tarot bag every time I go to a Mind Body Spirit event, because sometimes you just need to have, it's a really, really intuitive, kind of quite a gutsy deck. It doesn't pull its punches. I like it.
Ooh.
I can recommend
so
that
how many decks have you got, Ashley?
So do you want the real answer, or do you want the answer that I tell Mr. Oliver?
Whisper the real one.
Only amongst friends, Karen. But do you know what? I see them as tools in a toolbox, in the same as you'd never ask an electrician, you know, how many screwdrivers he's got, or you'd ask a mechanic, you know, how many spanners she's got in a toolbox. I think it's so for me, different decks call for different things, different times of year call for different things. I tend to use tarot decks for working with people who need clarity on directions of travel and what they need to do. I've used tarot decks in my archetypal work and kind of soul card counseling and that kind of thing. Oracle decks are brilliant for one card pulls because they're kind of complete within themselves, but I would never contemplate doing a Celtic cross or a full reading for an hour with oracle cards, because, you know, over 100, well, Trevor,
wow,
I think
Trevor,
you're topping me. I do try and have a bit of a shed every now and again. There's some that I've got which I'm keeping, because I know that when I run my next kind of card reading workshop, I'm probably going to gift them to people who don't have decks or who work with them and really enjoy them. Some are for a season, some are for a reason, some for a lifetime with my tarot decks. But rather a lot. If I'm also a bit of a sucker if anyone brings out limited edition stuff. if there's a limited edition artwork or anything like that, I'll tend to buy that. So yeah, I'm a massive fan of anything that comes out indie decks on Etsy. Obviously the SPTV deck was high on my list. I had to get that one because I knew it was a limited
Absolutely,
edition.
because that is a limited edition, of
Limited
course.
edition. Yes.
Yes,
So
yeah. I've got a deck that I bought. I haven't got many, but I've got a deck that I bought probably about 30 years ago now. Or maybe not, yeah, about that. The Wicker deck, the Wicker pack.
nice.
And you can't get it now. And when I use it in teaching, because it's vivid, you know, that it's a great tool for the psychic, to open up that psychic faculty. It's really good, I have to say. So lots of people say, oh, where did you get them from? I said, well, you can't get them now because they're not in print.
Yeah, which is why I tend to always teach with just like a bog standard. I've got my jumbo, my massive, I mean, it's a massive size card, my standard rider weight, because I know that I can teach with that and you can go out tomorrow and get that deck anywhere.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Get cracking.
Yeah.
But
yeah, but I do like the sound of the Sacred Rebel deck. That sort of like floats my boat, I have to say.
Yeah, it's a good one. But if there's any interesting decks, you know, Richard and I've spoken about this in the past. If there's any interesting decks you want us to have a look at, then let me know. I'd love an excuse to go and wander down to my Mind Body Spirit shop and go and purchase a deck. Say it's for research. I need it from the SPTV. They've asked for it. That and crystals. Crystals also, anything like that. Just let me know.
Well, I love a crystal as well, and I've got a few of those, and I've got a couple of big pieces which I love too. So we're going to be finishing at 12 today, but just as a one-off, shall we sort of, do you want to start with, shall we do maybe a psychic link together? How do you feel about that?
Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me.
So
do you want to pick somebody, or do you want me to choose?
You choose, and you choose the card, and then I'll just, you start, then I'll jump in.
Okay, let's do that. Oh, this is gonna be a double whammy. So we're ending the show strong.
Yeah.
With a double
I just thought it'd be nice, you know, the attack of the redheads on the reading.
Love it, Karen. I love it. Oh, roulette reality. I've had your ride away deck for 32 years. Love that. Vintage. I've still got my first deck. I am drawn to okay. I'm drawn to Leanne, if we haven't already done Leanne, with the beautiful little one with a lovely flower in the garden. So many crystals.
That is nice.
I use my crystals and my plants too, Leanne. If anyone ever shatters, then I'll put the little bits of the crystal that's broken into my plant pots. And that's how I use my crystals that are broken. Amazing.
That's a good one.
Yeah, so the card that I pulled for you is Collaborative Dreaming. And this card is about being vulnerable. Leanne, this is a call for you to open your heart. Now, I can say that we're spiritual folks, so we are probably quite open-hearted. And I'm going to make a massive generalization here. But this is a call for you to do some work on forgiveness. And forgiveness, as we know, there's an energy interaction, which is the other party. But forgiveness also is that energy work that we need to do within ourselves to facilitate that forgiveness. Ho'oponopono is really powerful, but this collaborative dreaming is about working to open yourself up where we've been hurt, where people have said things which are difficult, where we've experienced loss and grief and betrayal, and all of those really difficult emotions, those emotions that make us want to put a shell around us, want to make us be quiet, and not give ourselves, not be ourselves, not shine brightly. This card is saying that you haven't changed as a soul spark. This is just the human condition, which is active around you. People are people, and sometimes they can do things which are hurtful. But that soul spark, that essence of you never changes. And you are a beautiful light in the world. And to go out and find a way to shine it. And to be brave and to be courageous. And your time to come out of your shell is coming. And if it's easier for you to find a circle, a support group, a really spiritual friend, lots of people here on SPTV that kind of, you know, it's find places where you feel free to kind of shine your light and step into the world a little bit more. Thank you, Leanne. You got lovely energy.
It's interesting, Leanne. I'm thinking about the card, but also I was drawn to that beautiful flower.
Mm.
And I want to focus on that flower because flowers, they sort of when they come up, they're sort of tight, and then they gradually open and share their beauty. And I feel this is what you've done. I just feel that sometimes you attract, and sometimes then you open up a little bit more. And I feel that things have got to be right for you. Things have got to be okay for Leanne to move forward with people, with situations. And I just feel that, you know, when you don't be afraid to show that beauty. Don't be afraid to actually open up and stand in your own true power. Because when we stand in our own true power, we can sort of like we are stronger. We are standing strong, and I feel that you need to stand strong in a situation. And yes, things can be a little bit delicate, and yes, you've been, you know, sensitive in certain situations in the past, but just take all that wisdom and all that knowledge that you've gained from the experiences and use that with your strength, because there are beautiful flowers that stand very strong and very tall, and they say, "This is me." And but you've got that beautiful yellow. I feel that beautiful lemon yellow is so delicate, but it shows a great deal of strength. And I feel that this is you, that you have got a lot of you have got a lot of strength. And I feel that you've got to come out into the sunlight. You've got to shine your light, come out into the sunlight, and just be a little bit braver. Just be a little bit braver, because you have a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom to share. And I know that you've been hurt in the past, Leanne, but you know, don't allow that hurt from the past to dictate what's happening with you now and also moving on. So, you know, show that strength, show that sensitivity, because sensitivity in itself can also be a sign of strength, because when you're sensitive but you're strong, it's all the facets, and there's all the little petals there, all those facets, you know. Sometimes vulnerability can show people what you've been through, but it can also be an undeniable strength, because you can say, I've been there, I've done it, but I've come out the other side. So I hope that makes sense.
Beautiful. Take courage, Leanne. It's time to shine. Time to shine again, Leanne.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And don't forget collaboration. It's not just for you to do. Don't forget spirit in this as well, and ask for help, ask for guidance, ask them to be around you. Yeah.
Oh, so lovely, family. We are going to be coming to the end, because as I said, we're finishing at 12 today. But it's been absolutely fabulous to be with you, Ashley. I've really enjoyed the girl power that we've created this morning, and I hope that everybody else has as well. But don't forget, everyone, we have, of course, Claire Pasterfield tonight at 7. Ashley Robinson on Tuesday at 7, Jordan Richards on Wednesday at 7, and the fabulous Ashley Oliver at 7 with her wonderful special guest. So stay tuned to this gorgeous channel. And it's our pleasure to start your Monday off. And I hope that you all have a fabulous week. And Ashley, please come back again soon. And maybe you can come on when our lovely Chris is back as a guest as well, to share your wonderful knowledge. And I think you and I need to have a little chat over a coffee.
We do.
Definitely.
Lovely. Thank you, Karen.
So until next time, everybody, I will be back with you next week, same time, same channel. Have a wonderful week. So I'm going to say goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me.
Bye, everybody.